All right, so now we have a volume of a box is 18x cubed minus 21x squared minus 40x plus 48. We have a length and we have a width, okay? And because it's a box, length times width is they're going to have the same length and the same width if it's a true box here. Now, if it's a rectangular box, that'll be something different. So um, what do we have? If we need to find the height, that means we're going to have to divide by LW. So we'll have to divide that by LW, okay? Well, that's not bad. So what do we do? Well, then height is equal to V divided by L times W. Now, if we multiplied L times W, we are going to have to do long division instead of synthetic division. Doesn't really matter, but if we want to do this as synthetic division, we're going to have to do it in pieces. We'll have to do it first with the length, get a value, and then whatever that new one is, the V over L, then we're going to take that divided by W, and then our final answer is going to be our height. So we're going to have to do two steps, two divisions here, okay? All right, now, guess what? We don't have just x minus h here, or x minus k. So what does that mean? Well, we're going to have to take 18x cubed minus 21x squared minus 40x plus 48 divided by 3x minus 4. Now, what are we going to have to multiply by? Well, 1/3. We'll get rid of that 3. So we multiply that by 1/3. So 18 divided by 3 is 6x cubed. 21 divided by 3 is 7, so minus 7x squared. 40 divided by 3 is 40 over 3, so minus 40 over 3. And then plus 48 divided by 3, that's going to be plus 16 all over x minus 4/3. All right, so 4/3 into 6, -7, -40 over 3, and 16. Okay. Now, 4/3, oh, first we didn't bring all that 6 all the way down. 4/3 times 6, well, 3 will go into 6 twice. 2 times 4 is 8. Okay. 8 minus 7, that's 1. 4/3 times 1 is 4/3. Now we have minus 40 plus 4, same denominator. So 40 minus 4 is going to be minus 36 over 3. Now, that is divisible. So what is that? Well, that goes into 1, 2. So that's going to be actually a minus 12. So I'm going to do that just to because it makes it simpler than having to take 4 times 36, 3 times, 3, and it makes just a little simpler here. So now 4/3 times a -12. Well, 3 goes into 12 4 times, and so that's a minus 4 times 4, so that's going to be a minus 16, and that gives us a 0. So that's our remainder. So that's good. It divides evenly. And so now what we have, well, this was going to be x squared, x, and then our number, okay? So we get 6x squared plus x and then minus 12. And that's all over. And guess what? And now it's all over that 3x minus 4 again because the length and the width were the same. So what does that mean? We have to do this whole process again. Multiply by 1 over 3 over 1 over 3. Now 6 divided by 3 is 2, so it's a 2x squared. 1 divided by 3 is 1/3, so it's going to be plus 1/3 x. And 12 divided by 3 is 4, so minus 4 all over x minus 4/3. All right, so now we have another synthetic division. And again, we have a 4/3. Now we have a 2, we have a 1/3, and a minus 4. All right, so that's going to give us a -8 or a positive 8/3 plus 1, that's 9/3. Well, 9 divided by 3 is 3, so we will probably use that instead. And 4/3 times 3 is going to be 3 cancels, so it's just 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. And so voila, we have this is going to be an x and a number. And so it's just going to be 2x and then plus 3. And that's going to be our height. Okay. So we had to divide out this 3x minus 4 once, and then we had to do it again down here twice. Both times we had to do that 1/3 over 1/3 to get rid of the 3 out in front on the x. And then when we get done, we get that 2x plus 3. All right. Here we have a volume of a cylinder is pi times that big thing. Now we have a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0, so we're good there. We have a radius. Now we want to find the height. Okay, well, how are we going to find the height? So let's look at this. Well, we're going to divide by pi r squared. Divide by pi r squared. So height is going to be equal to, and now what we do is we're just going to divide this by our pi r squared. Okay, so let's write this all out. Pi times 4x cubed plus 12x squared. And I'm just going to write 2x plus 5, not 15, 5. And 2x plus 5. Okay, now that means I'm going to have to do division twice, kind of like what we had to do over here. We had to divide once and then twice. We're going to have to divide again by 2 times the same thing. Now, again, what do we have? We don't have x minus k, so we're going to have some issues there. But again, we know how to do it. It's not a problem. So first off, I notice pi over pi cancels. So then I only have this to worry about. Okay. So now let's do our first iteration. And so we'll have a 4x cubed plus 12x squared minus 15x minus 50 all over 2x minus plus 5 times, well, we have a 2 here, so we have to divide by 2 on numerator and denominator to get rid of it. And so what does that give us? Well, if we bring everything over here, 4 divided by 2 is going to be 2. Then it's going to be x cubed. 12 divided by 2 is going to be 6, so 6x squared. 15 divided by 2, well, that's going to be a minus 15 over 2x. And 50 divided by 2 is going to be negative 25. I'm trying to make it so I don't have to erase there. And again, that's going to be over our x plus 5 over 2. Now, we need a negative 5 over 2. So it's actually, we're going to do that negative 5 over 2 out in front there. And then we have a 2, a 6, negative 15 over 2, and a negative 25. Okay, bring down our 2, negative 5 halves times 2, that's going to be a negative 5. 6 minus 5 is 1. That's going to give me a negative 5 over 2. So 15 plus 5 is 20. So it's going to be a minus 20 over 2. And then that's going to give us basically a minus 10. That makes it easier, I guess. Now we take negative 5 halves times that. 2 goes in here, 5. 5 times 5 is 25. It's going to be a negative times a negative, so it's a positive 25. And we get our remainder of 0. Oh, remainder there, not 0. We already see it 0. So what was this? Well, this is x cubed, so this is x squared, x, and a number. And so what we have now is 2x squared plus x minus 10 over, now we had 2x plus 5. So again, we're going to have to take it 1/2 over 1/2. And so if we come back down over here, hopefully we'll not run out of room before we're done. 2 divided by 2 is going to be 1, so that's going to be x squared plus 1/2 x minus 5 all over x plus 5 over 2. Okay, so we're having negative 5 halves again because this is minus a minus 5 halves. And so this is going to be a 1, a 1/2, and a negative 5. So bring down our 1. That's going to be a negative 5 over 2. Minus 5 plus 1 is going to be a minus 4 over 2, or minus 2. Multiplied by that, the 2's cancel. It's going to be plus 5. And we add those together, we get 0. And that's our remainder. So we had x squared to start with. So this is x and a number. And so then we're looking for the height. So the height is just x minus 2. Okay. And again, we don't have units or anything else, so we don't have to worry about that. All right, so that's all I have for this section.